Shalom. Kol Halal Yahweh Bahasham Yahweh Shai Bahasham Rakaha Kwadash. Double honors unto the apostles, double honors unto the elder bishops. Salutations to all my fellow laborers doing this work in truth and sincerity, risking their lives and their freedom to do so, now more so than ever. The would-be judges, the 144,000, all right, and the scattered elect that are scattered around the four corners of the earth, that be like unto the speckled bird, the Israelite foreigners among the heathen nations that look like those heathen nations. This is not a black thing. And to the few Akwaf that are listening and learning, to you, I say Shalom. This is your brother Malcolm from the branch of the Great Millstone here in Chicago, coming at you another lesson in truth. And this is a series. This is a must-see series. It's called American Primeval. And this is definitely Psalm 64. And matter of fact, let's grab that. Because when I bring out this history, or anyone else brings out this history, you talked about this in a high school or middle school, they would call it critical race theory. And as the name of one of my channels is, or two of them, one is Critical Race Historical Facts, and the other one is Critical Race History, Not Theory. This is truth. Simple, plain truth. This is why Esau Edom is wealthy and has control in most of the land and most of the power here in America, because of this rape, robbery, and malicious murder that was committed by his forefathers. All right, this is Psalm 64 and 8, and it reads, "They shall make their own tongue to fall upon themselves, and all that see them shall flee away." So everyone's trying to get away from Esau Edom now. All right. Matter of fact, let me jump down to verse 5. "They encourage themselves in an evil matter. They commune and lay in snares privily. And they say, who shall see them?" Which brings to mind the character here that's called the governor, because these were Mormon Christians hiding behind the Bible, fraudulently knowing. It even tells you in the Book of Mormon that they know this is the governor. He's the head of the Mormon, their church, and also the head of their militia. All right. This guy right here with the bald face doing the opposite of what the Bible tells you. All right. But this guy that plays the governor is a damn demon, man. Mask walking around talking about God bless you, sister. God bless you, brother. All right. And like I said, it says in the Mormon Bible, they are aware that the Gadites, that the Native Americans are Israelites. They know that. But yet they plotted to murder and kill them anyway, which goes to show you that they never believed in the scriptures. They know that they're Esau Edom, and they came over here with murder, malicious, murderous intent to take this land. And their presence on this land is a threat to the people that were here. And they would show up and, we come in peace. No, you don't. You're coming here to rape, rob, murder, and steal, to take what is not yours and to profit from it. So like when Yawanna said it so many years ago, beloved brother Yawanna, he said every place where Esau Edom is walking up and down the earth at today, they're walking on stolen land. Point blank period. Okay? So it's just so much backstabbing, so much murder going on. As a matter of fact, let's go to Wisdom of Solomon. So I don't want to give this away. I don't want to talk too much about it. So I really want brothers to see this for themselves. And even you few sisters who are serious, especially those of you who tend to be, these sisters that say they want to date the Esau. They don't know history. They truly don't, or they just don't care. They're that stupid. They just don't care. And I'm talking about Northern and Southern Kingdom women. Okay, but this is Wisdom of Solomon 14. And I'm going to start at verse 8. And with their religion and their crosses and their crucifixes and all that wickedness, it says, "But that which is made with hands is cursed, and their churches because they showed you a lot of scenes with him talking to the congregation inside their wicked place of worship. And the Bible clearly tells you that the Most High dwelleth not, matter of fact, I have to stop and go get that before I read this. It's Acts 17 and Acts 7 and 48. It says, howbeit the Most High dwelleth not in temples made with hands, as saith the prophet. All right, so your temples, the Lord don't dwell in them. The Lord dwells within his people, the elect. Each stone, each man of the elect is a part of the temple. That's where the within that church. They don't understand that church means to be called out. It's not a building. All right. We can't build a building that's holy unto the Lord. Not in this place. So back to Wisdom of Solomon 14 and 8. And it reads, but that which is made with hands is cursed, as well as he that made it. He because he made it, and it because it being corruptible, it was called God. All right. For the ungodliness and his ungodliness are both alike hateful unto God. So you come in the name of earth pig, earth sus pig, all right, is hateful unto God. And then you made him look the opposite as of it is written. All right. It tells you in John 7:38, he that believeth on as the scriptures have said. All right. You didn't create as the scripture has said. You gave the image of the Lord, this opposite of as it is written. And then you pushed that false image to the world, and you got, a good portion of the world still believing in that bullshit. And the funny thing is, I should restate that statement, is that most of them know that it's a lie, but they're comfortable with the lie. All right. It says, I'm going to jump up to 12. For devising of idols was the beginning of spiritual fornication, and the invention of them the corruption of life. So the Mormon Bible, the Mormon way of life in itself, because they tried to mimic the Bible but went their own way. All right. It says, for neither were they from the beginning, neither shall they be forever. So there's no Book of Mormon. The Bible doesn't acknowledge that book. The Bible doesn't acknowledge the Quran. The Bible does not acknowledge the Talmud. Isaiah 34:16 is very clear. You cannot mate another book to this book. Isaiah 34:16. And it reads, seek ye out of the book of Yahweh and read, for none of these shall fail. None shall want her mate. For my mouth it hath commanded, and his spirit it hath gathered them. The Bible has been the number one seller in the world forever, since the selling of books, and it has increased even more so ever since the scamdemic. All right, which they forbid you to talk about, even though all the fraud, surrounding that it can be seen. It's easy to see at this point. And as a matter of fact, Biden made it where you can't even sue people for medical malpractice and things of that nature from the Band-Aids and that whole thing until I think 2029. So why would he need to do that if everything was okay with it? Who's got the real misinformation concerning, those things? But back to the lesson at hand. So the whole time, this governor right here, this wicked demon, is sending his men out to massacre his own people and make it look like the Gadites were doing it, to make it look like the natives were doing it. They were using the same playbook from the Boston Tea Party. And that's what Esau does. When Esau does anything, he does it over and over again, even now, still to this day, with false flag events and false tea events. The same thing. Over and over again. They go from a school to a nightclub to a so-called, some explosion, all right, And then they go from there to cyber. And the cyber is the easiest one because they don't have to produce any evidence whatsoever. They can just say something, push a story, and put it in media, and that's what it is. Because and I think that's their favorite, because the other ones, they get caught up too much, because they don't never cross the T's and dot all the I's, and then people start watching, putting up videos and information, and it doesn't match the narrative of the story that they're pushing. So they get found out to be liars, man. Matter of fact, let's get that. Deuteronomy 33:29. And it reads, Happy art thou, O Israel, who is like unto thee, O people saved by Yahweh, the shield of thy help, who is the sword of thy excellency, and thy enemies shall be found liars unto thee, and thou shalt tread upon their high places. Now this is based on real events. So let's go to some of the here. These are the Mountain Meadow massacres. All these were done by Mormons, all right, and these wicked Christians. The Mountain Meadows massacre, all right, PBS. Massacre committed by the Latter-day Saints, Wikipedia. The Battle Creek Canyon, I think this one was in Colorado, all right? These others, I believe, were in Utah. Convicting the Mormons, all right? A deep dive into Utah's Mountain Meadow Massacre, September 11th, 1857. Yeah, that was in Utah. And these were done in 1865 to 1872. The Black Hawk War. These people, why? Because what they were doing was they were stealing land. Oh, and don't let them find some oil, some gold, or some silver on the land, or find out that the soil is really fertile when it grows. Oh, you got to die. All in the name of what he kept calling as their Zion, as he kept murdering and pillaging. This is Nahum 3:1, and it reads, Woe to the bloody city, it is full of lies and robbery. The prey departeth not. The noise of a whip, and the noise of a rattling of the wheels, and the prances of horses, and the jumping of chariots. There was a lot of that going on. Riding down on each other, riding down on their own people, shooting them with arrows, with wearing masks. And even the other white people, like, when did the savages started wearing masks? They didn't. All right. The Gadites would put on war paint. And then they try to use the excuse that they were warring with each other, Jake was always gangbanging on each other. All right. And then with the Gadites, it was usually over hunting grounds and things of that nature while they were warring. And then those sellouts who were riding with Esau against their own people, that would turn a tribe on another tribe when they would find out that, that you clicking up with the enemy who always turned on you. The Bible gave us clear instruction, Romans 15:4. It told you to never trust thine enemy. All right. No, that's not Romans 15:4. But if these things were written, here, I just read it. Romans 15:4, it reads, For whatsoever things were written aforetime were written for our learning, that we through patience and comfort of the scriptures might have hope. Right? I believe it's in Ezra's or Sirach when it says never trust thy enemy. Okay, you can't. And that scenario played out a few times too. All right, and then this woman here, played by Betty Gilpin, Miss Holloway or Sarah Rosewell, that character, all the trouble she got this man into, trying to defend her and her son, didn't want to keep her place and shut her goddamn mouth, almost got everybody killed quite a few times. All right? Now that's another lesson in itself. Yeah, and so all you settlers and all you children, you Edomites today, you are the sons and daughters of these murderous settlers. Right? And then when you get to modern day, all the things that you did to keep Jake oppressed. It's like I just watched a video that I intend to do a lesson on 10 wives going in on the projects and how they were built. The project housing complexes in America were built for poor whites. All right. They wouldn't even let Negroes move into them. All right, they were built for poor whites, and then they got subsidizing and all kind of benefits and everything, and then they gave them money and moved them out of the cities and into the suburbs, and then they moved the Negroes into and the Hispanics into the projects, and then they no longer gave them the subsidized money and no longer really supported them that way. All that money went to the burbs to create the middle class today and built them up, and left especially the Negroes out of the borrowing, are not able to go to the banks and borrow to buy businesses and homes and all that sort of thing. While white people already living on stolen land from their forefathers, they were able to do so generation after generation, and now they own property and homes and stuff, and able to pass it on to their children, and they've lived deliciously because of this. And then they look down, and then they look down on Jacob in the hood, and ignorantly not knowing his history. The ones that are walking around today, proud, and having no idea that you got the very thing that they complain about is they benefited from the worst and in the biggest way. What you call what they call it when they give a person a job because of their color, and now that term is leaving me. I can't think of it right now. Someone could put it on the comment board. All right, but that sort of thing. All right, they benefited from that more than anyone else. Hell, they were given hundreds of acres in some cases. Look up the 1883 the land grabs, the land giveaway, the lottery. All they showed you that in that movie Far, Far Away. All right, where they let all the white folks come on their horses and on their buggies, their horse and buggy, and all you have to do was ride out and plant your flag, and you had your acres in your land. That's how they got Utah, all the plains lands. Everything west of toward California, Montana, Utah, Idaho, Colorado. Rape, robbery, murder, and massacres by men who call themselves Christians and Mormons. All right? Matter of fact, I was thinking about that Miss Holloway, looking at Betty Gilpin. All right, she's a great actress. I mean, I've seen it. I haven't seen anything that she was in that I didn't like. She's a bad chick when it comes to that acting thing. She ain't bad looking either. But nevertheless, let's go to Sirach. (25) and 4, because thinking of another female character, Abish Pratt, all right, who ended up with Red Feather in the Shoshone. My father's mother was Shoshone. That was my father's mother's tribe, actually. Wearing war paint and riding with them while her husband out looking for her, and all the men that died because of her, and the men that died because of Betty Gilpin. This is Sirach 25 and 24. And it reads, of the woman came the beginning of sin, and through her we all die. Yeah. That's what the Bible has to say about women. Especially women like this that were totally out of order. All right. Her husband, and then her husband woke up to the fact, and I will tell you this much about the movie. They were the only two white people, so-called, that survived the massacre that was done by the Mormons, and the Mormons were desperately trying to find them and hunt them down to kill them. All right. Her husband thought it was just Gadites until he saw some belongings that one of the Mormons had, that he was sitting with the man when he got killed and it got took from him. All right. He recognized it. So he knew that they did it. All right. And then they killed everyone. And the women that survived, they gave away to another tribe, the tribe that was riding with them, that was against the Shoshone. All right. And when Red Feather came and took those, he put all the women to death, but he allowed Abish Pratt to live. It was something in her spirit, She wasn't afraid of death. When they were slitting their throat, she held her neck up Like, I'd rather die than be in your, and when he saw that, but nevertheless, they realized that she recognized them. The army did. So this militia, that's a whole nother deal. That's how you know there's going to be great insurrections in America. Because this militia was threatened by the army now, because the army now knew that these Mormons were responsible for killing other white folks and killing natives and stealing land. This is what they were doing. As a matter of fact, the character right here with the pipe in his mouth, this guy here, the governor, this guy here, was trying to take the fort from him. And the whole plan was not only to get all the land around him, but to destroy that fort, because he knew that the army would come in and set up in that fort and then wage war against him. So so the whole show, he's trying to buy this fort from this man, which was a way station for travelers, and because he knew that the army would commandeer it and use it as a stronghold to come against him and what he was trying to do. So that's some more history, the Mormon militias fighting against the U.S. Army, right? But when it came down to the fact, they were all, they would let each other go and get away with things because it turned into a white thing. Like, well, brother, we're the same. This benefits me as much as you. Why are you stopping me? And all the crooked deals, the payouts, give a man, and money was so much more valuable back then. And they didn't have all this electronic surveillance and stuff where they could just track people down and all that stuff. Slide a man a bag of gold, he looked the other way. I ain't seen nothing. No, I didn't see them 300-400 men walk through. I didn't, and go and slaughter that all them people. I didn't see that. Which makes me think of Sirach 10:8. All these dirty dealings that they were doing. This is Sirach 10:8, and it reads, because of unrighteous dealings, injuries, and riches got by deceit, the kingdom is translated from one people to another. All right? Well, that's okay, because the Lord is visiting Babylon now. And you best believe, and you didn't have fires all out there in those areas. Well, a lot of these things are happening. It's going to get worse, man. Lord is visiting them with storm and tempests and fire, earthquake. You got tornadoes happening out west now. They never had tornadoes out west. All right? Hurricane winds. Just like you never had tornadoes out east. Well, not, every now and then, but and earthquakes out east. That's more of a western thing. Tornadoes usually hit in the Midwest and in the South. All right. You have tornadoes in mostly in the Southwest and in the Midwest. That's where your tornadoes usually hit. And I'm going to assume it has something to do with being in between the Atlantic and the Pacific, and then the Gulf of Mexico below us. It's got something to do with that. That's the obvious. All right, but you got these strange weather patterns that have never hit before, never, and unlike ever before. The Lord warned you that he would visit the earth in that matter. He warned you in Isaiah 28th chapter, 29th chapter, and then he told you in 2nd Ezra, the 9th chapter, that he's visiting the world which he made. Okay? Let's get ready to wrap this up. There's a couple more scriptures. This is, let's go to 2nd Ezra. 16. I'm going to read 65 and 66. All right. And it reads, and when your sins are brought forth, ye shall be ashamed before men. Now, and this is basically talking about Israel and the heathen. The scriptures are manyfold, man. Because Esau going to be ashamed, and you 2/3 are too, man. All right. And when your sins are brought forth, ye shall be ashamed. But the truth of the matter is, the The Israelites were the ones that were under the law. Just understand that. But Esau picked up this book, so now he's guilty of it as well. Okay? But it says, and when your sins are brought forth, ye shall be ashamed before men, and your own sins shall be accusers, shall be your accusers in that day. What will you do? Or will you hide your sins before God and his angels? No, you cannot, man. The eyes of the Lord are on. Matter of fact, let's get that one. Amos 9 and 8. And it reads, behold, the eyes of the Lord power are upon the sinful kingdom. And this was definitely talking about Israel originally, but this applies to Babylon and Esau and his control today. All right. It says, behold, the eyes of the Lord power are upon the sinful kingdom, and I will destroy it from off the face of the earth, saving that I will not utterly destroy the house of Jacob, saith Yahweh. So only the elect are about to make it out of this chaos, because the death and destruction that you saw in this show nonstop from the it came on with blood, rape, robbery, and murder, and it went off the same way. All right. The Lord is coming. All right. Hey, so with that, I'm going to give all praises, all honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Rakah HaKodash, Kwam Yasharallah, Abad Babal.